You had a standout season at St. Augustine in your senior season, playing both ways, defensive end and tight end, I believe. And you were ranked
Yep.
15th overall D-end prospect by Scout.com, and this eventually led you to the Penn State Nittany Lions. In your first freshman season, you were among the first 3 true freshmen to play in every game. Can you tell us about your career at Penn State and how it helped you change into the player you are today?
I owe a lot of that to, the coaching staff at Penn State and the coaches that were there. I have to thank, Coach Johnson, Coach Larry Johnson, for a lot of it. He kind of taught me from scratch, in terms of playing defensive end. I never really been down in a 3-point stance. I always played from a 2-point stance on the outside, so I was standing up. And he kind of just taught me from scratch. And I think that's what kind of helped me, again, in adjusting to college, because I didn't really have many bad habits. Everything he taught me was kind of fresh. And so everything I could do was kind of just from what he taught me. And so that's kind of how I excelled as a freshman. And then just getting that experience to the speed of the game freshman year, that's what kind of helped me progress into my sophomore year in college. So, that's kind of really where I grew. It's that sophomore year is when I started to kind of establish myself and make a name for myself.
You're a big leader on the team. Have you got a best memory from the Penn State days?
There's so many. I guess one of them would have to be this year. They played Illinois, and it came down to a field goal for the win. Actually, no, it came down to a field goal for the tie. And it was like a 30-something yard field goal. And we were all there on the defensive line. And, their kicker just kicked the ball, and we all jumped, and then he hit the post, and it was just crazy. It was snowing, it was bad condition. All the fans were there, so it was crazy, man. It was a crazy experience that you don't experience that many times in life.
Can you maybe point out the best player you've played with or against during your time in college?
I played with a lot of good players. I think that one of the players who I think is one of the best players I played alongside and who helped me grow was definitely Jared Odrick. Making that transition from freshman to sophomore year was probably the biggest transition I made in terms of just performance-wise and learning the game. And he was always there to kind of, just help me in practice. He'd help me, what I need to improve on, what I need to look for, what things I need to do to help myself play better. So he definitely helped me, grow as a player.
Before leaving England, were you aware that American football was widely played as a sport in England?
No, actually, I really wasn't. I had, I did hear of the London Blitz and stuff like that, but just now, I'm starting to figure out how many fans there are back home in London. It's crazy, that how many, so many people have heard of the situation I'm in over here. That it's crazy. I truly feel blessed to be in this position.
It's definitely something that has really kind of hit the community now that we've had a true England-bred player coming through the college system and then going into the NFL now. So it kind of opens up the pathway for a lot of the young kids now aspiring in the UK of dreams of making it in America. So can you give any advice to these guys, if they're looking to make it in any sport, because you were, obviously left to follow your basketball dreams, but maybe particularly the NFL?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's funny because I get this question all the time. People asking me, what can they do to kind of make their way over to America? And the truth is, I wouldn't say it's not easy. The truth is you have to get to America first. And that's the honest truth is that it's hard enough to just get into the country, and that's the biggest challenge. You have to find your way of getting into the country because most likely just sending a highlight tape of you doing some things to a coach out here, it won't really help you so much. But if you make your way through education, I'd say that's the biggest opening. If you go into a student exchange program, a foreign exchange program, or if you take some kind of education course over here, I think that's the biggest way to kind of get to try out with a team. And once you try out with a team, it's really the same thing I did. I was over here as almost like a foreign, exchange student to play basketball. But I just tried out for the team. And that's really kind of where my career kicked off. It's like the first time I played football was in high school, just trying out. So it's great to have that interest in it, and I'm sure it will help. Having that interest in the sport, like I did, it probably helped put somebody in a better position than I was in high school. But yeah, just getting over here is the tough part.
Another story that perhaps has been widely spread around the British American football community is a young guy named Elliot Hoyt, who's recently been accepted into Boise State as a grey-shirted freshman. So have you got any advice for him?
Right.
He's kind of in the situation now where he's looking to play.
Definitely. I haven't heard of Elliot. I've heard of a couple other names, but yeah, Elliot's someone I haven't heard of yet. Do you know what position he plays?
He's a defensive end, aspiring after yourself.
Really? That's good. That's great, man. You know, I'd love to talk to him and just tell him exactly, you know, the things that I went through and how he could, you know, become a better player than I was, because, you know, it's just about, you know, improving on stuff. You know, if I had advice for him, it's just keep, you know, be persistent, keep working. You know, it seems like, you know, I didn't go through much. You know, it seems like I just kind of played junior year and kind of did well, so I got to Penn State, did well, came to the NFL. It really took a lot of work. You know, I took a lot of extra time out of my day to make myself a better player. And the biggest thing of all is just, you know, having that persistence. You know, keep working, and you eventually, you know, your goal will come true. Whether you get drafted or you become as a free agent, you know, your goals will come true.
So I'm definitely going to be looking at getting you guys in contact with each other, because there's nothing like us Brits sticking together out there in a dog-eat-dog world in America, right?
Yeah, no doubt, man. Just anytime you give Elliot my number or tell him to email me or anybody at the Raiders, and I'd love to talk to him for sure.
That's great. It's great that you're willing to kind of reach that hand out. I know you've got a meeting now and you need to get on, and you don't want to be fined $20,000 for speaking to me. So we wish you, everyone in England is behind you, man. Best of luck in the OTAs. Best of luck in camp. Let's get out there. Let's get that starting spot, and we will be hopefully watching you playing in the AFC West soon enough.
Yep, no doubt, man. I appreciate everything.
Good luck, man.
Yep.